Bob Ridings in Decatur is the proud sponsor of HRPreps.com. Visit us 24/7 online at www.ridingsdecatur.com.
Hi, this is Justin Kahn from the Decatur Herald and Review here at Maroa-Forsyth High School for some early preseason practice. The Trojans are coming off a season in which they made state for the second year in a row. They lost a lot from last year's team. Receiver Joe Hockaday, running back Gary Scott in particular were huge losses, but they also return a lot to be excited about for Maroa this year. Logan Stelsreedy's back for basically his third year as a starter. He came in as a sophomore pretty early in the season that year, and of course had a great year that year, and then helped lead Maroa to state. Now he's going to try to help lead Maroa to state for the third straight year this year. Also back is Aaron Ford. He came along at the same time that season pretty much 2 years ago, started playing as a sophomore and has emerged as one of the top players in the conference and a leader this year. Those are the two guys, Stelsreedy and Aaron Ford, who Maroa will definitely lean on for leadership this year.
We've got some kids that can run and catch, so we'll have some kids that'll step up and be fine in those positions on the defensive side. We return a little bit more, got a couple linebackers, and I'll have a whole defensive line that has started at least some games for us last year. So got all my linebackers back, and but we'll be replacing every defensive back. So it's kind of those same kids that were our wideouts were our defensive backs. So there's some good competition going on here in camp. Strength of our team, I'd say probably right now, is our offensive and defensive lines, and then our quarterback obviously coming back for a third year is a big deal for us.
We've grown a lot. I mean, we're now like 6 foot something, and
right.
It's like the last 2 years we were just there to help out the team. Now we're like leading the team and stuff, and we're the main leaders out there on the field.
You know, he's athletic, and he can move. He's surprisingly fast, and he's probably got the best wiggle of any kid on our team, on top of being able to get the ball. And he doesn't get credit, but he's a tough kid that's able to make plays in the running game or take that hit, in the passing game, and willing to stand in there, and he's proven that. I would say the older I get, I probably am farther away from them. I got this job, I was 25 years old, so I was definitely a player's coach, I would say then. I'm 37 now, so I think I get farther and farther away from that, and a little tougher to relate. But I have a good relationship with my kids. As long as they work hard, things will be fine.
Sort of a different looking Maroa team than maybe we've seen in the past couple of years, where they've been a little more speed oriented. A lot of great skill players. A couple of years ago there was Wyatt Washburn. Then last year, of course, there was, like we mentioned, Joe Hockaday and Gary Scott. This year, I think the strength of the team is going to be more line play. Offensively, they're really excited about their line. I think they're even more excited about their defensive line. They're going to be big, athletic along the line, and also at linebacker as well. So with sort of Tim Younger and Kurt Beckman leading the way there.
I think the strength is the defense. The D-line and the linebackers are really stepping up, I feel like. Our offensive line's doing pretty good too. It's a lot bigger than what we've been. I just think we're all around bigger than what we've been in the past years.
We have some linemen stepping up who we weren't expecting to, and it's not just one kid, it's the whole entire team. We lost a lot of people last year, so we're bringing back a lot, and they all know their role and know how to be a part of tradition.
If you had to point at a question mark from Maroa, I guess it would be the skill positions, though they don't seem that concerned about it. They feel like they have some really good athletes. That's never really been a problem for Maroa, finding athletes. We're looking at this year, Drew Asherman stepping into a bigger role as a receiver. He could sort of be this year's Joe Hockaday. He's a former quarterback like Hockaday was. And speaking of Hockaday, his little brother Jack, who's a freshman this year, I honestly didn't necessarily expect to hear his name when I came out here today, but they like him. He could definitely prove to be a big weapon this year for them. So that's definitely, we're going to see some new names for Maroa at receiver, but they feel like they'll be just as effective. Younger, who we mentioned at linebacker, will step in at running back. He played a little last year. I remember him in the postseason. A physical runner, a lot different than Gary Scott, but sort of fits this year's team. Just a little more physical than we've seen Maroa in the past. They're excited about their team. And at this point for Maroa, anything but getting the state and winning the state title is going to fall short. So for more preseason videos, make sure you check out heraldandreview.com.